Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving into something, well, a little unexpected.
Oh, I like unexpected.
Right. I mean, who doesn't? We're talking accidental discoveries, you know?
Those aha moments.
Exactly. Those moments where, bam, a mistake or a chance event leads to some groundbreaking invention or discovery.
And we've got a ton of articles and research
A whole stack.
all about serendipity, accidental discoveries.
So get ready for some aha moments of your own as we,
Unpack all this.
Yeah. It's amazing how much we rely on today.
It really is.
Came about purely by chance.
Just someone being in the right place at the right time.
And that little spark of insight to, like, realize, hey, wait a minute.
There's something here.
Yeah, this could be big. Like penicillin.
Oh, classic example.
Right. Alexander Fleming, he wasn't out searching for a bacteria-killing mold, but
There was?
just growing in his petri dish.
And he just knew.
And he just had that recognition, that potential.
And it makes you wonder, right, how much are we missing just because we're not, I don't know, not paying attention?
Yeah. Or just not making those connections, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's not just luck, right?
Yeah.
Serendipity.
No, it's more than luck.
It's observation.
Being observant.
And being flexible. You got to be able to connect those things that don't seem related at all.
So is there a skill to it?
I think so.
To recognizing those aha moments? Or is it like,
Some people are just lucky.
yeah, is it just like random?
Well, our sources actually,
They get into this.
yeah, they break down serendipity
Like it's a process.
into stages, yeah. It starts with a trigger, right?
Yeah.
Something unexpected. That's what catches your eye.
Okay, so something happens that's not
Not what you planned,
part of the plan.
but that's just the first step.
Okay, so then what? You stumble across something
You
and
got to connect the dots.
you have to see the potential.
See how it could be something.
And in that unexpected thing.
Yeah, and the final piece, this is key. It's sagacity.
The sagacity.
Yeah, which is like wisdom, but also like,
Tenacity.
yeah, to follow through.
Yeah.
Because you can have the aha moment,
But you don't do anything about it.
Exactly. It just fades away.
It's that grit that I'm going to take this and run with it.
You got it.
So it's less about just luck and more about
Being engaged.
being active.
Actively.
Yeah, with the world.
Participating in the world around you.
Right. And that's when those aha moments, they're more likely to appear.
I'm starting to see, like, the more you look for it,
You're more likely to find it.
the more likely it is to find you.
Exactly.
Okay, so before we get into, like, how to actually,
Cultivate it.
yeah, how to, like, make that mindset, I want to hear some more examples
Oh, of course.
of these, like, incredible accidental discoveries.
They're fascinating.
Oh, they're so inspiring.
Let's stick with medicine for a second.
Okay.
We talked penicillin, but there's also insulin.
Insulin.
Researchers, they noticed something really odd.
What's that?
Flies, they were attracted to the urine of a diabetic dog.
Yeah, Street's right.
Yeah.
But it led them to understanding the role of the pancreas.
In diabetes.
Exactly. And that led to insulin, which, I mean,
Which is a life-saving
treatment.
All thanks to some flies.
And some observant scientists.
And some observant scientists. That's amazing.
Isn't that?
How something so random, I guess you could say,
Absolutely.
can have such a huge impact. It's like that saying, chance favors the prepared mind.
That's a good one.
You have to be open to the idea that the strangest observation
Could be something huge.
could be, that breakthrough.
And it's not just medicine. You know, think about all the things we use every day
Oh, I'm sure there's a ton.
that came about by accident. Post-it notes.
Post-it
Those
notes.
little sticky squares.
Oh, I use those all the time.
They were a total accident.
Really?
A failed attempt to make, like, super strong glue.
Oh.
This scientist, he ended up with this weakly adhesive thing.
Oh, that you could reposition.
Got it. Not at all what he was going for, but
But brilliant.
Right.
It just shows you sometimes,
a failure
a failure or something we think is a failure
can be a huge success.
can be a stepping stone. And it makes you wonder if we're too quick to dismiss.
Yeah, to just say, nope, that didn't work.
Like, what if we're missing out?
By being so focused.
Yeah, by being so laser focused on
One outcome.
that one specific outcome.
That's a good point.
And speaking of sticky situations,
Oh, they're going to like this one.
super glue.
Super glue.
Another accidental invention.
This time it was a failed attempt to make
gun sights.
Yeah, clear plastic gun
Yes,
sights
of course, of course.
led to this super strong adhesive.
I guess you could say those accidental discoveries really stick with us.
I see what you did there.
But really, it's amazing how
Common.
yeah, how these everyday objects have these unexpected origins.
Makes you look at things a little differently.
It really does. It really does.
And it makes you think, what else is out there? Just
waiting to be discovered.
waiting for someone to have that aha moment.
Right. Okay, so we talked about medicine, everyday items.
What about science and technology?
Oh, there's got to be some incredible serendipity in tech.
Well, let's start with X-rays.
Okay.
Wilhelm Röntgen. He was working with cathode rays when he saw this glow.
Oh, this is a famous story.
And it could pass through objects.
Yeah.
Totally unexpected, but instead of, just dismissing it,
He was like, "What's going on here?"
he investigated. And that's how we got X-rays.
Yeah. That's a game changer. Being able to see inside the body without surgery.
He really is.
That's incredible. It highlights how just a simple observation, but with
Curiosity.
Yeah, a healthy dose of curiosity.
Open up whole new fields.
Yeah. Unlock.
Who knows what else is out there?
Just waiting for someone to ask the right question.
Exactly. And sometimes these discoveries happen when scientists are looking for something else entirely.
Oh, I bet.
Like radioactivity.
Okay.
Henri Becquerel. He accidentally exposed some photographic plates with uranium salts. And bam, radioactivity.
Wow.
Wasn't what he was looking for, but he was open
to seeing something new.
Yeah, to the unexpected. And that's what made the difference.
So it's this openness,
this willingness to say, that's interesting.
The unknown.
Yeah.
So many of these scientists, they were
working on one thing.
Working on something specific, but
their willingness to explore what they weren't expecting.
Yeah, led them down these incredible paths.
It's a good reminder that the biggest discoveries sometimes happen when you
least expect them.
You got it. And that's a perfect
led in.
Yeah, into the microwave oven.
The microwave. Okay, tell me about the microwave.
Percy Spencer, he was an engineer working with magnetrons.
Yep.
And he's surprised to find a chocolate bar in his pocket.
It melted.
Melted. A snack break.
A snack break.
Leading to a revolution in cooking.
I'm seeing a pattern here. Maybe we should all carry chocolate bars in our pockets just in case.
Just in case, right.
But really, it's another great example of just
observation.
An observation. Something that most people would probably just
that's weird.
Yeah, brush off, ignore. Could lead to a major innovation.
Exactly.
And it's not just these historical discoveries, right?
No, it's still happening.
It's just happening
all the time.
Good day.
Like the plastic eating enzymes.
Oh yeah, I read about that.
So cool, right?
Yeah.
They were trying to engineer an enzyme to break down a different type of plastic, but they ended up with one.
An even better one?
It's way better at breaking down P8. The plastic in bottles and packaging.
Like a solution.
An accidental solution.
To a huge environmental problem.
Right.
Wow, it makes you realize that even in a world with
like super specialized research.
Yeah, these unexpected discoveries can still happen and have a huge impact.
We're all part of a grand experiment.
And you never know what's going to happen.
That's the beauty of it, right?
Okay, so we've talked about medicine, everyday items, science, and technology.
But it's not just the lab, right?
No, it's got to be.
It's everywhere.
Beyond the lab. What other examples are there?
Well, the discovery of America.
Okay, yeah.
Christopher Columbus, he was trying to get to Asia. Took a wrong turn.
It ended up in the Americas.
Exactly. What a detour.
Talk about a detour.
That changed history.
Changed the course of history.
It makes you think.
Yeah, it makes you think about like what seemingly insignificant events
in our lives
are actually leading us down a
completely different path.
Yeah, that we never could have
imagined.
Yeah. Oh,
that's a head trip. And while we're talking about unexpected journeys, LSD, Albert Hoffman, he accidentally absorbed LSD-25
through his fingers.
And had a
very interesting day.
Yeah, we'll just say that. Not the kind of accidental discovery I'd want to repeat.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on that one.
But it does show you, right, that
serendipity
can take you to some unexpected places.
Can take you to some strange places.
It can.
So all these stories are fascinating.
They are.
But it brings up a question for me, like, can we
control it?
Yeah, can we cultivate serendipity? Or are we just
at the mercy of chance.
Yeah.
Just hoping for the best.
Fingers crossed.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can actually do to
make those aha moments
more likely?
More likely.
That's the big question.
Yeah.
And luckily, our sources,
they have some answers.
They have some answers. And that's what we'll dig into next.
So you're saying, like, there are things we can do.
I think so.
To make ourselves more
receptive.
Yeah, receptive to these moments. I have to admit, I'm
a little skeptical.
I am.
Yeah.
Because it seems like serendipity is, like, by definition, unpredictable.
It is, to a certain extent. But the research suggests that we can, even though we can't control exactly when or where they'll happen, we can make ourselves more open to those moments.
So where do we start? What are some of those things we can do to become more serendipity prone?
Mindset is a big one. We need to shift our thinking from passive acceptance to active engagement.
From just waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, like, oh, I hope I get lucky. To actually going out and seeking it.
That makes sense, but how do you seek out something that's inherently unpredictable?
Right. Well, it starts with cultivating certain qualities.
Like curiosity.
Open-mindedness.
Open-mindedness.
And a willingness to
embrace.
Yeah, to embrace the unexpected. Our sources actually call this developing I like serendipity agency.
Serendipity agency.
It's the idea that we're not just
passively waiting
for something to happen.
But we're active participants.
We are shaping our own
I love
our own destinies.
Yeah, serendipity agency.
Right.
So it's not just about being lucky.
No.
It's about creating your own luck.
In a way.
Yeah. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we create our own luck?
One of the most effective ways is to challenge our own biases.
Okay, so like what kind of biases?
Well, one of the most common is what's called functional fixedness.
Functional fixedness.
Yeah, it's that tendency to see objects and ideas
only for their intended purpose.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, like
the Play-Doh.
Wallpaper cleaner.
Wallpaper cleaner. Right.
Yeah.
But someone was able to see beyond that and realize
it could be a toy.
A toy.
It's like we get stuck in these
ruts.
Yeah, and we don't even see that there might be other
more creative ways to use things.
Yeah.
And another bias that can hinder serendipity is
I know this one.
Hindsight bias.
Hindsight bias.
Yeah,
I knew it all along.
I knew it all along. Right. When we look back and we think, oh, it was so obvious.
But it wasn't.
But at the time,
you had no idea.
No idea. And this can make us less open to the unexpected.
Because you think, oh, I could predicted that.
Yeah, you think you have it all figured out.
Yeah.
But in reality,
life is messy.
Life is messy and full of
twists and turns.
Exactly. And it's often those
unexpected.
Yeah, those detours.
Detours, the most interesting.
Absolutely. So we have to cultivate
a mindset that embraces those detours.
Yeah, those
unexpected.
Okay, so challenge our biases, embrace the unexpected. What else? What other tips?
Well, sometimes the simplest things are the most powerful.
Okay.
And one of those is just paying more attention to your surroundings.
Just be present.
Be present.
In the moment.
In the moment. Notice things
that you might normally
just walk right past.
Okay, so it's about becoming more
mindful.
Yeah, more observant of
the world around you.
Yeah.
Because you never know where those little sparks of serendipity
might come from. It's like you're
turning up the volume.
Yeah, you're turning up the volume on all your senses.
On your senses, you're becoming more
attuned.
Yeah, attuned to those subtle cues that the universe is
throwing your way,
sending you.
Yeah,
I like that. Like whispers of possibility.
Whispers of possibility. Okay, so be present, be observant. What else can we do? What else can we do to create the right conditions?
Well, our sources talk a lot about creating space. Both physically and mentally.
So you're telling me I need to clean up my house?
It couldn't hurt.
And my mind.
And your mind.
At the same time.
Because a cluttered environment
can
actually block
serendipity.
Yeah, you're surrounded by so much stuff.
You can't see
it's hard
potential.
To see the potential.
Yeah.
In the unexpected, right?
Like all that clutter is
mental noise.
Yeah. It's just blocking out all the
whispers.
The whispers.
So maybe I should be scheduling in some
Me time.
Yeah, some me time. Some mental decluttering time.
I love that. Mental decluttering.
Right. Just like you schedule time to
clean your house.
To clean your house.
Right. You got to clean your mind too.
You do.
Okay, so
declutter.
Declutter.
Both physically and mentally.
What else? What else?
Diversification?
Diversification.
It's a big one.
Okay, like investing in stocks?
Kinda, yeah. But in this context, we're talking about diversifying your experiences.
That's your experience.
Your knowledge.
Your network.
So batting out of your routine.
Yeah. Breaking out of your routine.
And exposing yourself to new things.
New things.
New people, new ideas.
Exactly.
The more diverse your experience.
The more connections you make.
And the more likely you are to
just stumble upon those.
Yeah, those serendipitous.
Oh, aha moments.
Okay, so maybe I should actually try that cooking class I've been thinking about.
Yeah, do it.
Or strike up a conversation with someone I wouldn't normally
absolutely
get out of my comfort zone a little bit.
Get out of your comfort zone.
Explore.
Explore.
Connect with people from different backgrounds.
You never know what's going to happen.
You never know what amazing connections you might make.
This is all about being
proactive.
Proactive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
sit back and waiting.
You're creating an environment. Yeah, that's right.
For
serendipity.
Serendipity. Okay, okay.
And speaking of connections,
yeah.
Networking.
Networking. Okay.
Now, I know that can be a little bit scary. Yeah, especially for experts. But networking doesn't have to be about, going to those stuffy industry events.
Yeah.
Or forcing yourself to be the life of the party.
The most extroverted person in the room.
Right. It's just about
human connection.
Connecting with other people.
Okay, that sounds a little bit less
intimidating,
yeah.
So, one strategy that our sources suggest is using what are called serendipity hooks.
Serendipity hooks?
Yeah, it's basically about being intentional with the information that you share.
Yeah, that you share. So when you meet someone new, instead of just giving them like the generic. Yeah, I'm an accountant.
Right.
I
work in marketing.
I work in marketing. You
share a little something.
Share something specific, like an interest or a project.
Okay, so instead of saying I work in marketing, I might say
I'm working on a campaign to promote
sustainable fashion.
Sustainable fashion. See, now you've given them something
to connect with.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like you're casting this
wider net.
Yeah, you're casting a wider net.
You're giving people more opportunities to connect with you. And those connections
could lead to,
who knows?
Yeah, unexpected
collaboration, opportunities, insights.
Yeah, you're throwing out those serendipity hooks.
You are.
And you never know what you're going to
reel in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also makes me think about like the importance of being open, vulnerable, sharing those parts of yourself.
That's a good point.
That you might normally
keep hidden. Yeah. Because vulnerability can be a real asset.
Yeah, it can help you connect with people.
It can. When you're willing to share who you really are, you create space for genuine connection.
Okay, so we've talked about mindset, creating space, diversification, networking, serendipity hooks, vulnerability, anything else.
Well, in addition to those personal strategies, there's also the aspect of environmental design.
Environmental design. What does that mean?
So we can actually design our physical spaces in ways that encourage
serendipity.
Serendipity.
Okay, how do you design for serendipity?
Well, think about companies like Google.
Okay, Google.
Pixar. They're famous for their innovative workspaces that are designed to foster creativity, collaboration.
Okay.
And they do that through things like open floor plans, communal spaces.
Okay.
Strategically placed coffee machines.
Oh, yes, the water cooler.
All those things, they create those opportunities for people to
bump into each other.
And have those informal conversations.
Yeah, that might spark a new
idea. And it's not just workplaces.
No, it could be.
Schools, community centers.
Our own homes.
Yeah, it's about creating spaces that are both stimulating and welcoming.
This is great, but I do have a question. Does this apply to everyone?
That's a good question.
Like even introverts?
Yeah, because all this talk about
all this networking
and chance encounters,
it can sound a little bit overwhelming for
people for
those of us who are a little more
introverted.
Yeah.
And that's an important point. Serendipity, it doesn't look the same for everyone.
Right.
And it's important to
find your own way.
Yeah, to find what works for you.
Okay, so there's an introvert's guide to serendipity.
There is.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Well, while extroverts, they might,
love those big social gatherings.
Thrive in those bustling environments. Introverts often find their aha moments.
In quieter spaces.
In quieter settings.
Okay.
So it's about finding those spaces and activities that allow you to
tap into your strengths.
Tap into your unique strengths.
Okay.
And remember, serendipity isn't just about
people.
It's about connecting ideas.
And
introverts are deep thinkers.
Yeah.
And keen observers.
And those are valuable skills.
Very valuable when it comes to
serendipity.
For sparking those
serendipity moments.
Those aha.
So instead of focusing on networking with people,
maybe you focus on networking with ideas.
Networking with ideas. So an introvert might
be browsing a bookstore.
Yeah.
And come across a book.
That has nothing to do
on a completely different topic.
Yeah.
And suddenly
it sparks an idea.
There's a connection to their work.
That's a great point.
Or they might be taking a walk in nature.
Yeah. And notice a pattern. Yeah.
That sparks a new idea.
It's not about being the life of the party. Yeah. It's about
being open.
To those sparks of inspiration wherever they come from.
And remember, serendipity often involves
solitude.
A degree of solitude.
Sometimes you gotta
step back from the noise.
Yeah. Get away from all the distractions.
And let those aha moments
just bubble up.
And for introverts, those quiet moments are...
They thrive. In those quiet moments.
Think about all the
inventors, scientists, who just spent hours in their...
workshops and labs.
Like Nikola Tesla.
Classic.
Introvert.
Who changed the world with
his experiments.
He wasn't exactly a social butterfly.
More of a lone wolf genius.
So the takeaway here is...
both extroverts and introverts
can benefit, but in different ways.
It's about understanding your own
strengths
and finding
what works for you.
It's
so empowering.
It is.
It means that
we can create our own luck.
Yeah, we can create our own luck.
Speaking of which,
okay, yes.
Let's dive into some more
practical tips.
Yeah, more practical tips on how to
cultivate this.
Cultivate that daily life.
Okay, yeah. I'm ready to put this into action.
Okay, so remember how we talked about the importance of challenging our biases? One of the most powerful things we can do
is just to become more aware of
unexpected things that happen
every day. Right. All those
it's
little
just crises.
Yeah, those little things that we
often just kind of
brush aside,
ignore
instead of dismissing them.
Yeah.
Try to see them as
potential opportunities.
Ask yourself, what if this could lead to something interesting?
Instead of
what if?
Okay, that's a good shift.
It's a shift in perspective.
Curiosity.
You
cultivate a sense of
ask more
questions. Be curious about the
world.
Yeah, even the things that seem
mundane.
Yeah, the everyday things.
Yeah, instead of just going through the motion. And wonder why.
Why are things this way?
Why?
Yeah.
That sense of wonder.
Yeah.
It's key.
Like becoming a child again.
A little bit.
Seeing the world with
fresh eyes.
Yeah, fresh eyes. Okay, and as you're cultivating that curiosity, don't be afraid to explore new things.
Take a different route to work.
Try
a new hobby.
Break out of those routines.
Break out of the rut.
Yeah, that can keep us stuck.
And as you're exploring new things, remember the power of connections.
Talk to people.
Share your interests.
Yeah.
You never know.
Who might have that
serendipitous
connection
that could lead to
that could change your life.
It's about networking, but in a more
open, playful way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not about an agenda.
Going into every interaction with a
plan.
Yeah.
Right.
It's about being open to the possibility that something unexpected
and wonderful might happen. It's like planting seeds.
And seeing it grows.
And as you're planting those seeds, remember that serendipity...
It's a process. It takes time.
It doesn't happen
overnight.
So patience is a virtue. It is
to
The serendipity.
Trust that the right connection
will
happen at the right time.
At the right time.
And in the meantime, just keep cultivating
that curiosity.
That open-mindedness.
That's playfulness.
That playfulness. Okay, great advice. You know, as we've been talking about all these discoveries, it's fascinating to think that even when things don't go according to plan, there's still potential for serendipity.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, sometimes those setbacks,
the things we perceive as failures, can actually be
incredible opportunity
for serendipity.
Yeah.
But how can that be? Because failure usually feels like
the opposite.
A good fortune.
You know, like the opposite of serendipity.
Right. I get it. It seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
But it's all about perspective.
Okay.
Remember the Post-it note?
The Post-it note, yeah.
It came from a failed attempt.
Yeah.
To create a strong adhesive.
Yeah.
If the scientist had just said,
well, that didn't work.
Well, that's it. Moving on.
No.
We wouldn't have Post-it note.
Right.
It's about seeing that potential.
Even when
it doesn't look like
what you were expecting.
What you were expecting.
It makes you wonder how many breakthroughs have we missed just because we were
too focused on a specific
outcome. What if we shifted our mindset from what went wrong?
Yeah.
What could this lead to?
Ooh, I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because even those moments of apparent failure, they can be such valuable
learning opportunities.
They can force us to reevaluate our assumptions, to
think outside the
think outside the box.
Yeah. And come up with solutions we might never have considered.
So it's almost like those setbacks
are nudging us.
They're little nudges.
Yeah, in a new direction.
Yeah.
Even if we don't realize it at the time. And sometimes those detours, they lead to something even better than what we were originally aiming for. Wow. It's really about embracing those twists and turns. It is. And trusting that they might lead us to something amazing. This whole conversation is giving me such a new perspective on failure. On failure. Instead of fearing it. Seeing it as a serendipity pershrebities. We'll love that. So it's not just about waiting for good things to happen. It's about creating conditions. Yeah, those conditions for serendipity to flourish. Absolutely. This has been such an incredible deep dive. It has. We've explored the history of these accidental discoveries. Yeah. The science behind serendipity. And most importantly, how to cultivate it in our own lives. Yeah. And we've seen how serendipity has touched every aspect of an endeavor. It really makes you think that so many things we rely on today every day came about because someone in the right place at the right time with the right mindset. Yeah, to see the potential. What other serendipitous discoveries are out there? Are waiting to be made. Waiting for someone to connect the dots. I'm leaving this conversation feeling so inspired and empowered, knowing that looking for great serendipity that we can create those conditions. It's really a game changer. It is. We wrap up our deep dive today. Yeah. I just want to say, I want to leave you with this thought. Okay. Even though we can't completely control it. Serendipity. Yeah, by understanding it. And cultivating it. We open ourselves up to a world of possibilities. That's a beautiful thought. It is. It is. Well, I think that about wraps up our deep dive. Deep dive for today. Thank you all so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. On this fascinating journey into the world of accidental discoveries. Accidental discoveries. Until next time. Keep your minds open. Keep your curiosity alive. And be ready for those serendipity sparks. Serendipity sparks to fly. And may serendipity guide your path